Okay, before we take questions, Coach wants to make a quick statement, okay?
Well, obviously, hats off to Purdue. They played a great game and they were great in the second half. Before I answer questions, I just wanted to apologize for our student athlete's language, on the court. I spoke with the student athlete. He apologized. That's not what we're about. We got to be better than that. So we discussed it. He apologized and we move on. So we apologize for that. But terrific win for Purdue. They're a really good team. And that was a tough, hard-fought game, and we just wore down.
All right, so now we'll open it up to questions for everyone. So as a reminder, if you'd like to ask Coach Pitino a question, please send me a message in the chat. We will get started with Andy Greeter.
Richard, what did you feel like the difference was after taking that 14-point lead early on? What do you think changed for you guys?
I think the offensive rebounding really hurt us. I thought we were playing pretty good defense and they wore us down on the glass and they got to the free throw line. They got 11 more points at the free throw line and they had 17 offensive rebounds. And you could just tell we wore down a little bit, where we were in a flow offensively in the first half. We were playing really good defense. But I just thought their physicality just kind of grinded us down.
Next, we'll go over to Marcus Fuller.
Coach, can you talk about the Trey Williams in the starting lineup, and did he bring some energy early there?
Yeah, I thought we needed a switch at that spot. We just weren't getting a lot of production from there. And I just think that we need to just give some different looks, especially because offensively we weren't great. So he did some good things. And I thought Booth also did some really good things. So, you hate to make it about one guy. It's not, but I just felt like it was a need to switch there. And I did like some of the things from it.
Still waiting for additional questions roll in for Coach. So please pop a message in the chat if you'd like to ask a question. And Andy, we will go right back to you.
Coach, obviously 3-pointers were the key to the start, and then you guys went cold from there. How do you look at this again as this continues to be a theme?
We kept saying, we can't live by the three, die by the three. Liam obviously shot too many. He needed to kind of trust the flow, reverse it, and get down into the post. But again, I don't think we shot a lot of bad ones. Probably Liam was the only one where I like a couple less. But I know we're capable of more than we're making. I think that I don't know if we'll make 10 a game, but we're certainly better than what we've shown. But I think the offense can definitely continue to improve.
Marcus, back to you.
Coach, obviously Marcus starts off the game very unselfish, getting guys involved. You guys are up at halftime without him scoring. What's the balance between him being aggressive and then obviously, still trying to get guys involved?
Play team basketball. It's if a team is going to put 2 on you, you got to make somebody else pay. And that's okay. I think we've got plenty of guys who can go score the basketball. I thought in the first half, I thought he played really well. They kind of like Ohio State. They committed a lot of guys to him. And, sometimes you just got to make them pay with other guys because they really have good length on the perimeter and inside.
Next question will come from AJ Condon.
Hey, Coach, going back to the 3-point talk, looking at Purdue's side, they went 0-5 in that first half, and then obviously in the second half, they got a little hot. Was that more towards defensive breakdowns, or were they just getting good shots?
I thought it was defensive breakdowns and offensive rebounds. I think they got 2 or 3 off offensive rebounds where they kicked out, and, we got a little bit tired and didn't rotate. Lost a guy on a baseline screen 1 point. So we just got to get better. This league is not forgiving at all. And, Purdue is obviously terrific in this building. So we'll just grow from it and, get home and turn the page to Rutgers.
Andy, back to you for another one.
Richard, it's kind of the halfway mark here, the Big Ten schedule. You say ways to get better. What are those things you want to identify as the second half of the season?
Obviously, our rebounding wasn't good. You can't give up 17 offensive rebounds. And I just didn't think we hit guys. We got to be better at hitting bodies. And then offensively, just trusting the flow. I thought we were a little bit better offensively today, turned the ball over a little bit. I thought we were really disruptive in the first half. We had a bunch of deflections, 20 plus deflections in the first half. But I think we wore down. We got tired. And I think they do that to you. You know, they grind you down. They keep running their offense, running your offense, and they wear you down.
And I haven't received any final questions for Coach, so I'm just going to give it a couple seconds to see if the final one rolls in. But I've not received anything. So, Coach, thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
Guys, we'll pick it up here in just a few moments. We'll have Liam Robbins and Gabe Kalle for players. Thank you. Perfect. Thanks, Paul. All right. So like Paul said, we'll start off with Liam Robbins tonight. We'll get right into questions for Liam as soon as the very first one pops in the chat. Andy Greeter, start us off.
Liam, what did you feel like was the difference there over the last, 30 minutes or so?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, they're a physical team. They're really, disciplined team. And I feel like, they just kind of wore us down. I mean, I think we played hard. I mean, we were active, but we were getting stops. That wasn't the issue. But we, like me especially, like I didn't keep Williams off the offensive glass like I needed to. And he got a lot of second chance points. And, those add up over time. So definitely a big part on me. I got to keep those guys off the offensive glass and secure those defensive rebounds because our guards were playing great defense and getting stops. We just need to finish those possessions. So that's probably just on me, really.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Liam, obviously the 3-pointers are falling, early in the first half. Obviously you guys got to, get inside a little bit more yourself, but talk about the entire team. When you're shooting that well from the perimeter, you kind of really want to keep going, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we necessarily fell in love with the 3-pointer by any means. I took a lot of them for sure, but big thing was like, they're making the paint messy and they were giving us threes. So, when we were hitting them, that was the right play and stuff. And so we kept shooting them because they were open. So I don't think anyone necessarily made the wrong play, but I think when they stopped falling, we just need to rotate a little more, maybe just run the offense, make them guard a little more, and then maybe take the same shot. Because they were giving us that. And me personally, every time I caught in the post, I was getting a double instantly. So, but they were giving me the 3. It's just a tough read because, it's the open shot, but sometimes it's not the right shot. So we just got to work on, reading that, me especially.
Andy, back to you.
Liam, I know it might be kind of tough coming off a single game, but when you look at the start in Big Ten play at 4-6, what do you feel like you guys need to improve on to have a better finish?
I think we just need to play a full 40 minutes. I mean, I think this team has shown in spurts what it can be capable of. There's been a few games where we've really dominated. The Michigan game, we played a full 40 that game. You saw the result. Ohio State, we played a full 40. You saw the result. Michigan State played a full 40. You saw the result. I think we just need to put more of those together. We played a great 20 minutes, but the back half was a little rough, and you just can't do that in this league. The teams are too good, and they'll make you pay.
And last call for any additional questions for Liam before we let him go. I've yet to receive any requests, but I haven't received any. So Liam, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
wrap up in just a few moments here with Gabe Kalle. Thanks.
Sullivan, he's on his way.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. All right. So as I just said, we'll wrap up tonight with Gabe Kalle. Questions for Gabe will start as soon as the first one rolls in the chat. Thank you. Andy, start off with you.
Gabe, what was the message after the game? Obviously, you're up by 14, things are looking good, and then to lose by 19 and have kind of the same finish that you've had on the road. What's kind of the message to the team from leadership, from coach after that one?
Just keep your heads up. I mean, we had the game in the first half, and we just let them punk us on the boards. It's kind of tough when, on the first half, we were connecting through offense, flowing well. Defense, we were connected, boxing out pretty well. And then the second half, we just lost we were getting pretty good stops, and they just got the boards. I think they had like 17 or 16 offensive rebounds. So we can't win the road like that. So, we just got to tighten little things up. Comes at the end of the game. the second half, we just got to play full game.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Gabe, obviously, you know how talented Marcus is as a point guard. You know, when he didn't score in the first half, you guys were still up. In the second half, obviously, you needed him when you guys weren't hitting shots. So, you know, as a fellow captain, how do you, you know, talk to him and encourage him and just keep him going, his confidence going?
Yeah, you just gotta Marcus, he's a great player, phenomenal player. Gotta tell him that, I mean, next one's going in, we got your back, we know what you can do. I mean, and he knows that we all have his back. We all encourage him. We know that he's the one who fuels our offense. So he's gonna bounce back for sure. I'm not worried about that.
Andy, back to you.
How would you characterize these first 10 Big Ten games that you guys have had overall?
A war. Yeah, every Big Ten game is gonna be a war. We knew that coming in to this season. I mean, last season we had fans, so I mean, away games were different, loud and noisy. But I mean, this year we don't have any fans, so really a neutral site, I would say, and just aspect of there's no fans. But I mean, every game's gonna be a war. It ain't gonna be no easy game coming in this Big Ten matchup. So yeah, it's just a war.
All right, and last call for any final questions for Gabe before we let him go. Marcus, good take it.
Gabe, as a freshman, you know, you guys obviously went to the tournament. You needed some road wins at the end of the year, and you got them. Do you kind of feel like that's the same formula this year? You know, even if you win at home, you probably need to get some road wins.
My mindset's not even on the NCAA tournament right now. It's about the next game and the next game after that. So, I mean, you can hit me with that question when the tournament comes, but before that, just talk about the next game. I don't want to think about tournament, all that talk. It's just the next game. We got to get better and get back at it, practice and prepare for Rutgers.
All right, Gabe, thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Everyone else, thanks for hopping on tonight. Have a good rest of your weekend.
So,
See you guys.
Thank you, everyone.